So we learned yesterday that when an exponent is a fraction, when we have a rational index, that really means that we're talking about a root. So a square root can also be written as a power of 1/2. And a cube root, meaning what number do we multiply times itself 3 times to get this value, would be written as a fraction of 1/3. So we use this to evaluate. What this really is asking us is what is the square root of 64? So 64 raised to the power of 1/2 is the same as the square root of 64, which is 8. This is here 64 to a power of 1/3, which is asking us to raise 64 to a cube root. So we think what number times itself 3 times equals 64? That is 4. 4 times 4 gives us 16. 16 times 4 gives us 64. So our third one here, we have a fraction in the brackets and all of that stuff raised to a power of 1/2. Remember that if we have these powers outside of brackets, that it gets shared with everything that's inside of it. So it's going to go to the numerator and to the denominator. So this is really asking us the square root of 49 over the square root of 36. And then we can say that that is 7/6. Okay, we also talked yesterday about negative exponents, which means that it's the reciprocal of what we have. So if we have 81 raised to the negative 1/2, then what we really want to do is have the reciprocal of 81, which would be 1 over 81, raised to a positive 1/2. So we're looking for 1 over the square root of 81, which is 1 over 9, 1/9. Same thing is happening here. We have a negative, so we want to flip this fraction over. 1/8 is going to flip over to 8 over 1, which we could then say is just 8 raised to a positive 1/3 instead of a negative 1/3. And that would give us the cube root of 8 is 2. So our last one here, be careful because it's not actually a fraction, but we have a negative exponent, which means that we want to flip this fraction over. We want the reciprocal of it, 5 over 2. And then we want to raise that all to the third power. So we're going to share that power with each piece of the fraction. 5 to the third power means 5 times 5 times 5, 125. And 2 to the third power, 2 times 2 times 2, gives us 8, 125.